Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. Today we've got a special guest, and that's Loy Lu, the CEO and co-founder of Kyber. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Alex, for having me. Hi, everyone.
You've had some exciting news recently. You've been listed on BitThumb and integrated with MyEtherWallet, which is one of the things we're going to focus on today. But just quickly, how does Kyber differentiate itself from other decentralized exchanges, and what is Kyber?
Okay, so a quick introduction about Kyber. We are a decentralized exchange running on Ethereum. So we run entirely on the smart contract. There's no server, no centralized server, or no trust on a third party server. So when you interact with Kyber network, you essentially talk to a smart contract. It's fully transparent. It's as secure as the Ethereum blockchain. So as long as Ethereum is good, we are good as well. So I hope that will add some certainty when you trade with Kyber network.
And that's different to other decentralized exchanges which are using off-chain order books or different mechanisms. So you guys are all on the Ethereum public blockchain, as you say.
Exactly. So we use a different approach. We don't have a full order book on our platform. So when users go to Kyber, they will just see the sell and the buy price. And if they're happy with that, they can send a transaction to execute the trade. So this is a trade-off that we use because we realize that if we want to have the order book, then we have to go use a different approach that people are using. That is having the order book off-chain, but which is not so. First of all, now we have the off-chain entity. And we have a centralized servers, so people may have to trust that centralized servers. And secondly, it may add some problem to compatibility, or that means if other people they want to integrate with us,
Yes.
then they have to talk to our server, right? And it's impossible for a smart contract to talk to a server, for example. So we want to make it so easy for people, other people like MyEtherWallet and other smart contract, other on-chain entities to interact with Kyber. So that's why we decided to do everything on-chain. So
Yes.
now, So now the question is, what happens to scalability, right? But if you look at it, every trade on Kyber requires only one single transaction. And if you look at other solutions, they also require one single transaction. Although the matching happens off-chain, but the settlement still has to go on-chain. So every trade over there also requires one single transaction. So in terms of scalability, I think we are all the same.
Yeah. Let's jump over to MyEtherWallet and show people what we're talking about. So guys, make sure you go to the right website as always. But now if you click on that swap tab there, you'll see that you can swap Ethereum for nearly 24 different coins here. So if you do click on that button and say let's do this, it will just ask you for your wallet, your private key, plug in your hardware wallet, however you normally interact with MyEtherWallet. I've got tutorials on how to do that. But as you said before, on an exchange, there's just a list of buyers and sellers. So if we use Kyber and we click on swap some Ethereum for maybe some Maker DAI, the stablecoin, what's happening on the back end?
Okay, so what's happening is that MyEtherWallet will just query from our smart contract to see what is the price for one Ether to DAI, right? So for example, it's one Ether for 750 DAI. So now the rate is shown to you, and if you're happy with the rate, you just click trade, and a transaction will be sent to a smart contract with your Ether. Now once the transaction is confirmed on the blockchain, or is included in any block, you will get back your DAI immediately, and you're good to go. So you don't have to wait further. So there's no deposit. There's at no time in the execution we keep your Ether. So there's no deposit. There's no trust at all to Kyber, and everything is done transparent in a transparent way on the smart contract.
That's fantastic, guys. Hopefully that is nice and easy if you're familiar with MyEtherWallet to transact into a stablecoin such as DAI, which I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So if, for example, we have a number of people all want to use one coin, how does the replenishing of your liquidity happen on the back end?
Interesting question. So the way Kyber works is that we talk to a lot of like market makers or liquidity providers. So we bring them on chain, right, on this side of the trade. So these people are the guys who first of all bring liquidity on our platform. The guys who are going to do the trade with the users directly. So the question is, what happens if many people want to trade, make a DAI, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, they may run out of reserve,
Yeah.
or they don't have enough DAI to serve everyone. So what they have to do is, they have to replenish the DAI inventory.
Yes.
So the way they do it is they can do OTC trade to buy the DAI off the market, right? From some other people, or they may have to go to some other centralized exchanges to buy back, the DAI and sell all the ether that people give to them.
Yeah.
So they have to do it frequently, so that they can make sure that their reserve is balanced, and they can serve other trades later.
Yeah. So let's dive into the Kyber network crystal, which is the name of the token. So that's sort of critical as the network grows. All the fees will be paid in that, and it's also has a percentage that's burnt, a burning mechanism, as to put supply and demand and all the pressure on the things that we like.
Right. So the way that so first of all, KNC token will have several utilities. But currently, we have only one single utility on our decentralized exchange.
Yeah.
So we used to serve at the fees for every transaction. So the users, they don't have to pay fees because we want to make it so easy for the user to trade.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense if we require them to pay, the fees in KNC, right?
Yeah.
Because now they have to go somewhere else to acquire KNC, and it adds one additional step for the users to use our platform.
Yes.
Right. So the way we do it is, we ask the liquidity providers to pay the fees in KNC for every transaction.
Yeah.
So for these fees, we may have to pay to other wallets for introducing the traffic to our platform,
Yeah.
like MyEtherWallet, and we may have to keep a portion of the fee for paying for our expenses, and the rest we just burn or just take it out of circulation. So the rationale for doing this is, first of all, we want to reduce the total supply of KNC if there are more activities happening on our platform, and secondly, it may drive the demand if the volume of KNC also increases.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, we can hope that the price may follow as the platform get more adoption from the users.
Absolutely. So going forward, I know you've already partnered with Icon, but in the white paper that you talk about Cosmos and Polkadot, so cross-chain trading in 2019. I know there's talk about adding, advanced financial instruments it mentions in the white paper. So you're really trying to make Kyber that architecture and then have a lot of other things working on top of it.
Exactly. So so we want to play an important role in this decentralized finance, right? So we want to be some sort of decentralized liquidity network for everyone to sort of tap in with Kyber, and if they want to convert or if they want to trade anything, they can do it with Kyber on chain.
Yeah.
So all the partnership with Icon and One Chain and a few others is to serve that purpose. So we want to allow everyone to trade whatever token, whatever coin that they want on chain in a secure decentralized exchange. And we also want to offer advanced derivative or other financial instruments. So we are working with a couple of a project here in Singapore. They are offering the same products, so we may just integrate with them and then offer their products on our platform later on. So user can expect early 2019 to see the product be live.
Yeah. Just quickly, do you see a lot of projects are talking about the future of everything becoming securitized? Do you see that as a big part of that thing you just mentioned with the different financial instruments becoming securitized, tokenized? Yeah.
So is it about security token or just tokenization in general?
Or just in general, more and more Digex is tokenizing gold. Do you just see that being a trend going forward? Yeah.
Right. So I think it's going to be a trend, in our time, right? So people will just tokenize whatever they can tokenize. So I guess in a couple of years, we will see a lot of other assets will be tokenized and will be brought on chain as well. So having an on-chain decentralized chains which can guarantee liquidity for the users is really important, because if you look at in the other market, right, the problem that this market crash is because there's not enough liquidity for people to buy and sell.
Yes.
So if we can provide that function to everyone, then I think we can play a really important role in this decentralized finance world.
We won't see those flash crashes up and down once we've got these sort of mechanisms in place. So any final thoughts, mates? I'm sure you're really excited about the future with what you guys have already achieved in a relatively short time frame.
So the vision of Kyber is beyond a decentralized chains, right? We want to be the guys or the player who can have other players in this new ecosystem. So with our on-chain liquidity pool, we hope that everyone can just connect with us, and we can help them to address the liquidity problem for them. So we are really confident in this new ecosystem and in the role that we are playing at the moment.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Loy. It's been a fantastic chat. I'm sure we'll talk again in the future.
Thanks a lot for having me. It's been great.
Thanks, guys.